points. Can anyone here tell me how to find such a point? I just want to find one point which will definitely lie on the convex shell. So essentially any point which has extreme coordinate that is highest x or lowest x or highest y or lowest y, extreme coordinates in any sense will definitely lie on the convex shell. So let's take one point. So we'll take the lowest and the leftmost point. From this point we'll start calculating the convex shell. We'll do it edge by edge in this order and we'll complete. So suppose I have some edges calculated. I am at some particular point. All of you who cannot see this, please come to front. My handwriting is not very good. So at this point I already know a previous segment that connects this point to some other point on the convex shell, right? So at this point I'll take the point which has least slope starting from this point on this side. Suppose I had this point which this point was a candidate for the next point on the convex shell, but there is one, if I connect these 2 points, there is one point lying outside on this line. So this edge cannot be convex shell, right? So I want to take the point which is most on this side, so that if I connect these two, all the points will lie on one side. Is that clear? So to do that, I can sort all the available points on this slope, and the one which is having least slope will be my candidate. Is that clear? Right? So this gives me slightly better method. I need to do order of n square log n computations, because at each point I will be sorting the available points and take the one with least slope, go forward and keep doing it until I reach at my starting point. We can do better than this. So there is an algorithm to calculate convex shell of a set of points in order of n into log n. It is called Gram-Scan algorithm. In your free time you can look up this algorithm on Wikipedia. I will anyway explain how this algorithm works. Go from a smaller slope to a bigger slope, right? So if I am considering a particular point and I want to find the next point on the convex shell, it will definitely be amongst the points which are still left with higher slope, right? Now let's say I have this point and there is a point somewhere here. This point will have higher slope than this point. So at this point I can consider this as one candidate, right? So let's say I connect this. Then I found one more point which was on this side. So I can still connect this, right? Because these are all following the convex property, they are on the same side. So I can keep connecting until I can find a point, like the next point is on this side. Now immediately let's say if I found this point. Now if I try to connect these, it doesn't remain convex anymore. So obviously if this edge remains, this point will not be part of the convex shell. That is not possible because we have to contain all points. So when I discover this point, I delete this edge and I connect these two. When I connected these two, I again saw that this point is still on the other side rather than the origin. Origin is, that is the first point, right? So this is still convex. To check, I just check whether this point and this point lie on the same side or not. right? Now if this is still on the other side, I will delete one more edge and connect this with this instead. Now the last edge which I had was this, and if I expand this, points are on the same side. So at this point I will stop. So I will take this edge as my last edge and I will process forward. So if I encounter any point until the last edge, the last segment that is, has this point on the other side rather than the rest of the points, I will keep deleting that edge, popping out the last vertex from the stack and put this vertex in instead. Is that clear? So if I keep doing this all the way along, by the time I reach here, my stack of the vertices list, that would become my convex cell, right? And I have to process these points in order of slope. Also notice that each vertex can be taken out from the stack only once. So if I am here and I took this vertex out from the stack, I will never push this vertex in, because I am processing in order and this is already gone, right? So each vertex is processed only once. So if I had sorted order, it takes order of n time for me to calculate the convex cell, and I obviously need another order of n log n to sort the points on slope. So our complexity is order of n log n plus n, so it becomes order of n log n. Now obviously there are some special cases to consider, that is, what if the next point is on this line itself? It lies neither on this side or that side. So if no 3 points are collinear, this algorithm is perfect. We don't have any problems. If this happens, then you can simply extend this edge and keep going, because this segment essentially means the same segment, right? So you can just include this and keep going, just to give you an idea that this won't affect anything in the algorithm, right? So all you need is to sort the points on slope with respect to this point, and you use a stack. You push each new vertex which comes in, pop out all the ones which are not applicable anymore. When you are done with the processing, your stack will give you the convex cell. If you don't want to use angle, you can do it using cross product. So suppose I want to compare this point and this point. So this has a particular y and x. Let's say this is y1, this is x1, and this point has wait, I draw it. So this is my origin. There is one point here, there is one point there. This is x1, this is y1. This is y2 and this is x2. Right? Since we know that tan function also goes in this order, so we want to see if y1 upon x1 is greater than y2 upon x2 or not. Right? Since we cannot divide, we will simply multiply this here and this here. So we will check the sign of y1 x2 minus x1 y2. Also note that this is the cross product of these vectors. Make sense? So we don't need tan inverse, we can simply use cross product here as well to sort. Yes?
How do you check whether after adding a point, whether it's convex?
Yes. So if this is my current side and this will be my origin somewhere and the next point is somewhere here, so I will calculate cross product of this point with this line and cross product of this point with this line, and their sign should be same. If the signs are same, they are lying on this side, if you extend it like this. So if this point is here, the cross product sign will match. So there is a first problem which you guys should try, practice and get accepted on it. It's called B-sheep. We'll add this to the practice problems and you can solve this one. The other problem, which is also based on convex cell, is MK pairs on SPOJ. This is a very hard problem, and to reduce this problem to convex hull will take a lot of work. You guys can read it and try to solve it. If you solve it, you can see that you can apply convex hull to a totally different area. This will look like a totally different problem when you read it first, but it's solved using convex hull. So you can read this and try this out as well. And obviously convex hull is a very basic problem in geometry. It's used almost everywhere. So let's move on to another problem. The problem is, given n points in 2D plane, we want to find out the 2 points which are farthest apart. So we want to find point P1 and point P2 such that distance of P1 P2 is maximized. So the basic way is to take all possible pairs and choose the maximum. The complexity of that is order of n square. Anyone here wants to suggest some better method for this? You guys can take some 5 minutes and think. What can you do better on this?
You can sort the pair and take pair of intent, sort the pair, and you can take the extreme.
Pair of intent as in? So what do you want to sort the points on?
First according to x coordinate and then according to y coordinate. If 2x is then sort according to y, then take the extreme points of it.
So essentially, how do you define extreme? You have one point here, like some point here. One point could be here, one point could be there. This comes earlier in the sorting because you are sorting on x. This comes later. But how do you choose? How do you choose the maximum distance?
The farthest pair will be up to point of the convex hull.
Yes, so he is correct. So the claim here is both the points on this pair will lie on the convex hull. So let's try to draw, like if we have a convex hull, points are there inside. Now suppose you want to take this one point and you want to find the farthest point to this point. If you connected any of this, if you extend this line, it's going to intersect with one of the segments on the hull. So you can see that when you go here, you can go further distance and find another vertex on the convex hull which will be more distant than this point. So we can safely assume that we can ignore all points inside the hull, simply take all pair of points on the hull and find the maximum. In the worst case, a convex hull can have all the n points. So this doesn't really give any optimization in terms of worst case, but on an average case, a convex hull will have very few points. If you generate your points randomly, this will give you a nice optimization. So you can solve some problems which might not be solved using just the basic method. So the complexity still remains order of n square. Or if the convex hull has h points, the complexity is order of n log n plus h square. Is this clear? If the convex hull has h points, the complexity is n log n plus h square. Now he has suggested another improvement over this method, which I will explain to you. So let's say we have the convex hull. Let's take one point and let's say the farthest point to this point is like this. Let's say now we want to find the farthest point to this point. Notice that this point has shifted from here to here. The farthest point will also shift from here to this side. It will not be on this side. So if you rotate this point, the other point will also rotate. Does it make sense? So if this point goes farthest to this point, when we take the next point on the hull, the farthest